Welcome to Garden Wise Adventures. My name is Malie. I live in Utah, Zone 6/7. Today we're going to talk about how to make your fig trees produce fruit a little bit earlier. Now, if you live in a climate like mine, where the fig growing season is a little shorter than other places, sometimes you don't have enough time to ripen your figs. But I listened to another video that I'll link above that talked about how to produce figs a little quicker for your cold climates. And I'm going to show you what I've done in the past and how it's worked. So this is one of my fig trees right here. I just barely took them out from under cover. I cover them till near the end of May just to make sure we don't hit any late frosts, because here in Utah we get some pretty late frosts. And if we get anything below 20 degrees, which sometimes does happen, it will kill everything back to the ground. So it had protection over it, but it grew while it was under the protection. And it's continued to grow since it's warmed up, and it's looking pretty good. Now, we did have a few braba crops on it. Let me see if I can find those. Now, this right here is one of the braba crops. Braba crops grow on old wood. So the light green growth is new wood, and the brown growth is old wood. Braba crops have never ripened for me here in Utah. They just tend to dry up and fall off the tree. So we're just going to see what happens with this one. And let me show you what the new figs look like. This right here is a brand new little fig growing on the new growth. This is called the main crop. Now, if you look at this branch right here, it's got the top growth bud on it. And it's starting to get, maybe we can get this to focus in a little bit. It's starting to get a little bit of new growth, but we're not getting any figs on the branches that have not been tipped. Now let me show you what I mean by being tipped. So this right here is the branch that I just showed you with the new little fig on it. This is a branch that's been tipped. What I did is I found a branch that's about 1.5 to 2 feet long, and then I just take the tip and pinch it off. Now I do this anytime I find a branch that has grown that much. Here's another one with some good growth. We pinch it off. And once we've done that, we'll start to see those new little figs growing. Now the reason it does this, the reason this works, is because the figs right now in their growth phase have a lot of hormone called auxin in the growth tips. Those growth tips are forcing growth straight up and straight out. But when you pinch that off, that forces side branching. It takes the hormone out of the tip and forces it into side branches. And the side branches are where we're going to form fruit. So let's go look at some other fig trees and see what they look like. Now this one is an experiment. This one is a black mission fig. I had a friend, an older friend in Southern California, that had this fig tree in her backyard. And before she died, another friend of ours took a cutting and grew a fig tree in her backyard that was from that cutting. Then she took a cutting from that tree and sent it to me here in Utah. So this is a black mission. It does seem to have a little bit of the mosaic virus on it, but from what I've heard, fig trees, when they get the mosaic virus, will outgrow it. But I pinched this tip a while ago, and we're starting to see new growth. Let's see if there's any little figs yet. Down here, right down here, we've got a new branch growth and we've got a baby fig starting. But on this one, we're just barely starting to see new growth. So we're going to pinch this off and see if we can accelerate that side growth. Here's another nice long one. We're just going to pinch that off and see if we can start producing fruit on this tree. Now this is my Chicago Hardy, one of the hardier fig trees for my area. We pinched this one off about a week ago, and we've got new growth and new figs starting all the way down it. Now, like I said, we're in an area with a shorter growing season, and I like to see my figs form before the end of July. Any figs that form after the end of July, generally speaking, don't have enough time to ripen in my area. Now, we usually have our first fall frost mid-September. If we get lucky, we could go to the 1st of October. But we need to plan on mid-September. And if we have fruit that form after the end of July, they don't really have time to ripen before that first fall frost. Now, I'd love to hear if you've tried pinching your figs in your area, if you live in a colder area for figs, and let me know if that's worked for you. So hopefully this video has been helpful for you. If it has been helpful, I hope you like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and go have a